got two contestants for y'all. Two very eligible contestants to go ahead and take the crown today. I'm very confident. In my selection. About Del Time seems like he has done something a little bit different with his selection this time around. Usually he's Mr. Morale, but it seems like this time he's gone on the other side of the track. So we're gonna go ahead and see what's going on. Del, I'm gonna let you go ahead and introduce your contestant, man. Go for it.
Hey, man, look, my contestant, right? Let me just start off, man, by saying, man, this is the champion right here, man. Champion. In this corner, we got the champion. You feel me? But, hey, so on my contestant, man, it goes out to the boyfriend of former Seahawks star Earl Thomas, who recently had his identity stolen by his ex-wife's boyfriend and lost $1.9 million in assets. The boyfriend then also opened up bank accounts and wired $70K and put several cars in his name. That nigga keeping it real. And I'm gonna tell you more after Ryan introduces his contestant.
All right, listen, my contestant today, I can't believe you wilding like this. My contestant today is legendary record producer and band manager, Mr. Ray Daniel. Mr. Ray Daniel is a past music producer and manager of the legendary band Van Halen and of Rush. He's a Canadian citizen. He's a double XL board member. So he's heavy in the hip hop industry as well. And he's a creative coach as well as a speaker on Instagram. And the other day, he was talking about Black businesses, and he essentially said, I shouldn't have to give you money just because you look like me if you're going to have a shitty attitude. And I think that he's somebody that has probably kept it the most real. And I'm going to go into that as soon as About Del Time goes ahead and shares his reason why he thinks that he won. And
hey, man, let's keep it.
Based on the way his face looks right now, I think you already know he got to hold this L.
Hell nah, I'm winning. You see me smile? It's all smiles over here, baby. But look, let me tell you right now why I felt like the boyfriend of ex-wife Earl Thomas is keeping it real. You feel me? First off, he stole all this money. He came up, he got all these cars and everything like this from Earl Thomas, right? That's just keeping it real. Because look, last thing you want to hear about as a fucking boyfriend of a chick who recently just divorced the nigga who had all this star power and all of this money is what the hell that nigga has done and how much shit he had. Oh, my last boyfriend, he had this car. Oh, my last boyfriend, he did this. Oh, my last boyfriend, he used to take me out to dinner and do this. So fuck it. I'm going to take that nigga shit and I'm going to treat you to all of that nigga shit. That's raw to me, nigga. That's keeping it real. I don't got that money. I ain't a star football player. I don't have the athleticism as him. So you know what I'm going to do? The thing I do have is scamming abilities. So I'm going to show you how we going to treat you and keep your life good. Because I don't even know how long you going to last. You divorced that nigga, right? You, like Genuine said, you cheated on him. How do I know you're not going to cheat on me, right? What's the differences between him, right? So I feel like this boyfriend said, if anything, I'm going to come up. It might be a short-lived relationship, and it might be found out later that I did all the shit. But why? Before that time, I'm going to make sure the girl that I'm trying to court at this moment is living the life. And it ain't going to be on my dime. It's going to be on her ex-boyfriend dime and her ex-husband dime, and we're going to go over here and make the bag. You feel me? Maybe that girl wasn't getting paid enough alimony. Maybe something else. He said, I'm going to steal that shit, baby. And we're going to live. We're going to have those cars you wanted, those 7 cars you know about. We're going to get it. He probably used the inside of the ex-wife to go ahead and finesse and figure out all of this stuff so that he can get it happening and got 1.9. And I'm sure he probably lived it up for a bit. I feel like he might have even lived it up for a bit before it was even found out. They probably was eating straight lobster, fucking Birkin bags, Ferraris. They was really doing it on another nigga's dime. You know how they say M.O.B.? It was E.O.B. You feel me? No, it was, oh, wait, hold on. It was A.O.E. All on Earl. It's all over Earl. That niggas live life. Roof Chris. You feel me? Nigga, they was living it up.
Okay.
Salt Bay's restaurant. They was doing it up.
All right. So here's the thing. So Ray Daniels went ahead and said this in a little bit more of a explicit language than I can use on our show. Actually, no, I'm gonna tell you. He said, y'all got a fucked up attitude. That's why black business ain't surviving. I'm supposed to go ahead and spend this much money just because you look like me? Fuck that. He also said, quote unquote, I spend $500K on bullshit a year. I love spending money. I'm supposed to spend this on you because you look like me? Fuck that. And the reason why this is keeping it real is because of this. A lot of the culture are afraid to say this. In case some of you guys didn't hear about this, a food critic, Keith Lee, was very popular for going all over the U.S. and rating restaurants, saying people having a good time and telling where you should go and saying where you shouldn't go. He went to Atlanta and reviewed some restaurants and had to say that they weren't that good. Then he had to go online and apologize and say, "Hey, I'm sorry that I had to rate these restaurants. Just how I rate my business. Because if I give out fake reviews, then people aren't gonna believe my reviews. Please stop threatening my family." He had to do all that because the culture, like, don't talk bad about the culture. We all gotta support each other. There's someone there's like, Deion should have stayed at Jackson instead of going to Colorado because we gotta support each other. We gotta support each other. Buy back, buy black, buy black, buy black. The problem is this: we all be like, buy black, and then put the thing in the window to say buy black, put the thing over here and say buy black. However, we want to give out the patronage but don't want to accept the bad reviews. It's bullshit. I've had my hair this long for probably, it'll be 4 years on Memorial Day. I've been through 4 different stylists. 1 ghosted, just vanished or whatever. And 2 couldn't seem to handle a calendar and a clock. The lady I have right now, she's been outstanding for the last 3 years, right? However, we supposed to be like, oh, well, it's just like that. It just be like that. You know how it is. Well, it's because we don't got the business acumen of the whites because of redlining and slavery and because of Jim Crow and because of civil rights. No, civil rights ain't got nothing to do with a calendar and being on time and charging the correct price, and ain't got nothing to do with that. However, we be like, if you tear it down, if you give the culture a review, then like at that point, then you taking away from what the culture could do. Give black people a chance to do better. We behind. No, hell nah. I like the way Ray Daniels kept it real. And he said, I got $500K to blow on whatever. But I'm not going to go there just because you look like me. And I think a lot of people just need to know that. Because on one hand, it's like this. We all be like, goddamn Karens. Goddamn Karens, can't trust those Karens. However, we'll go on Yelp. If we see too many Karen reviews, we're not going to go to that place because Karen keep it 100. So I don't see why a black man or a black person can't be like, yo, I don't like rocking with them because they got a fucked up attitude. And the cold part is during that podcast, another lady was talking about how she was unable to get her feet done in Atlanta because she was dealing with black women in Atlanta that wouldn't do feet or had to charge an extra reservation fee. However, Lee Long and them, they do it all. So why not go to somebody that's going to go ahead and do it all? And y'all giving people a bad name. Don't open the business if your attitude sucks. Don't work in customer service, your attitude sucks. In fact, here's the thing. Me and Baldo Thomas worked 400 retail jobs between both of us. And they got to a point where I realized I got to go back to school because I don't like these fuckers. And that's what happened. So if you don't like what you're doing, then you don't got to do that. And at the same time, don't think I'm going to support you just because you look like me. And I like the way he kept it 100. And he's a very vocal person. He said this out loud. He didn't have to say it, but he said it. And about that time, you remember this because you commented on this about a year and a half ago. For example, Jim Jones was in a Gucci store a while ago. He was like, man, these people ain't treating me right and we not getting no service. What's going on in here, man? What's happening in this spot? And then they end up helping him and he left with the bag. People was in the comments like, you should buy black. This is why you should buy black, Jim Jones. This is why you should buy black. You should go try some black brands. And he said, well, I like what I like. And you know why? Because every other time he's been in there, he's been treated well. So that time was an anomaly. So he felt entitlement. That's why he acted that way. Like every time I'm in here, I spend money and y'all treat me right. Something's off.
Right.
And the brand is lit enough for him to be treated that way. Y'all brand ain't popular enough to treat people like shit. If you go somewhere that's incredible all the time, you go to the Marriott. I go to Marriott. Dale used to run the Marriott. I love going to Marriott. I haven't been to Marriott one time and been treated like shit. The time I do go there and do get treated like shit, as a Bonvoy member, as I call myself, I'd be like, something's going on in here. Something's going on. I would ask questions because I'm not used to it. Your brand is popping enough for me to ask questions after I get treated like shit. If your brand ain't popping, you treat me like shit one time, it's a wrap. So that man, Ray Daniels stood up for the culture. I was like, man, listen, I want to stand up for everybody that want to spend money. And I'm going to keep it real. Your attitude sucks. I shouldn't have to give it to you just because you look like me. That's keeping it real, bro.
Sure. That's keeping it real, right? I do agree. Hey, don't spend your money just because you look like me. All agreed. All of those things sound incredibly great. However, let's be honest. He's also a man of wealth. He's a high value person. He has a lot of money. The things and products that he's probably going for, he's expecting a certain type of service. You feel me? He expects to have that Gucci, that Louis experience.
Not what he said. Not what he said. His quote was, Black businesses have shitty customer service. And you know what he's talking about, Dale. I'm not talking about somebody coming out and giving you champagne and spraying cucumber water in your face. I'm talking about shitty customer service. You know what I'm talking about. You've had barbers not show up for you. You've went places and people have not been at the register. You have people pop when you try to return some shit.
Yeah.
Don't give me this resort. Don't give me this resort shit, Dale. Don't try to play me, bro.
But I've also had experiences from Black owners who are really real. Mm-hmm. Like I've went to places and they're extremely apologetic about the things that they've done. Hey, you know what? I apologize. This happened to go a little longer. They were very transparent on why things have happened. So I can't say that that's for every business, and I don't want to identify our people as always happen to be kind of like, I hate using this fucking word, but happen to be kind of ghetto or hood radish. And every time that they gotta pop off. Yes, there are people like that. There are people that hold that certain stance. Like every time that they do it, they immediately become defiant or defensive, and they start to like act like everything is against them, and people are supporting their businesses. And we see it all the time, right? We see it if you watch like small court shit. You see that they'll be like, "But like, I didn't do this because they did it. I didn't know I had to do this." And it's all this bullshit, right? Instead of just taking accountability, like, "Hey, you know what? I fucked up. Like, I honestly thought that this was what it was, and you know, I misinterpreted what it was, or you know, I shouldn't have set my time on that. I should have set it on this and things like that. I should have been more transparent about what the time that I have. I didn't realize that the business." And I'll say most of the time it's because as a owner, I think, and I'm not gonna say Black owner or white owner. I think sometimes as an owner, there's this thing of like, I want all the business, but I don't know how to like turn down or like specify my my scheduling. Like, for example, like a hair times, like I'll be real, like I've got my hair done. I love my loctician. She's dope. And I don't want to like badmouth on her. She's a great loctician. She's done my hair hella times recently, and I love her. But like I'll walk in sometimes, she'll be hella late. Like she'll be already with somebody in a chair, and I'm sitting there and like it's not really like good for my time, because I'll be like, man, damn, like, you feel me? Like, fuck, like maybe I'm like trying to do this shit and having to shoot back to where I am. And I literally took this time block because it was the best fitting for my time. You know what I mean? Now you're like, you took so many people in, you weren't like really like that. But then again, I've had another loctician when I was in LA who did all of that shit though, who took the time to be like, okay, hey, I'm not going to take people in between this time because I know for a fact after I get done, I need 15 to 30 minutes to myself to get my shit together. And then I'm going to like sanitize the shit I need to do to get me onto my next client, right? And that was great. But I can't say that that's every business, because I know I've experienced it. I've experienced it with business owners.
You know I don't mean every business.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, but for Black owners.
Right. I just mean the thing is for us as, let me rephrase this. I'm not saying he's keeping it real because all Black people have bad customer service. I'm saying he's keeping it real because we bite our tongues because not all Black people have customer service. Right. Like, you should have to say, we have to protect that, where it's like, well, some of us do. Fuck that. Not all MAGA people are racist. When people say MAGA, they're talking about a certain segment. When Black folks say they're having a bad experience, the first person doing my locks, I was like, bro, why do you keep scheduling people in between when you have to do my hair? Oh, well, just because I got a lot of business. I'm like, bro, pick a day where you can get a rest day, dog. Because what's happening is that, and dude did my hair. He was dope. Dude did my hair for 3 months. I was like, you are scheduling too many people. It's like, yeah, but I don't want to miss the business. I'm like, bro, but if you say no, you'll get more money because the way that you're booking right now, you're losing business. Yeah. You're losing.
Niggas are going places. They're going to leave.
And then I end up firing them because they had a whole blackout and then didn't even tell me. I was waiting in front of the business for like an hour. Didn't even tell me. So of course I don't mean all of us. I'm just saying because it's not all of us. We want to protect the culture so badly. We got to do this. Well, it's not everybody. It's bullshit. It's like when you say that, Dale, not you, but people that do that, they sound like the cops. Well, not all the cops is bad. Nigga, I know all the cops ain't bad. Right. I'm talking about these 15% that's giving y'all a bad look. And for Ray Daniels to be like, bruh, I don't like it. I don't like it. And then you get all these comments and it's like, you know what? I don't like it either. I don't like it either. I don't like it either. Because we don't do this, right? The Korean people or whoever that run the nail shop and the people that run the liquor store, the Indian people, some of them are rude as fuck, and some of them are hella nice. Like, hey, buddy, we don't leave no comment. We don't leave no comments on them, and they don't got a window on. They don't got a thing on the outside that says support Indian business. It don't say that. So don't have something that says support Black business so that we give you bread and then be rude and be like, don't talk about the culture like that. To me, it's a stick, and it's such a stigma to even say it. That's why you super ultra pro-Blackest nigga I know about Del Time. I'm gonna be like, bro, don't say it's everybody. I know it's not everybody. That's why it's so hard for this man to say this. And for your thing, bro, every week you tell me, Ryan, you be picking these fraud niggas to be running fraud saying they keeping it real. And I'd be like, nah, Del, they being who they really want to be. That's who they really are.
But I ain't about to fight that. I'm not gonna say he being who
I'm gonna tell you why you lost.
Okay, please.
He didn't like rob a bank to support this woman that needed a lifestyle. He didn't sell crack in the hood to support this woman to get this lifestyle. Dale, he didn't go bankrupt. He didn't take his mama house and sell it to help her. Dale, he stole her ex-husband's identity. Bro, you can't steal someone's identity and win keeping it most real.
No, you can do that. Definitely do that because he's keeping it real. He's keeping it real about who he is.
No, he's literally not.
He's keeping it real about who he is. And let me tell you something. This is some more information I found out, right?
Wow.
So his name, the man, the boyfriend name is Kevin Thompson. So he took the information, right, and just basically flipped it and was like, all right, I'm going to just, like, same picture, I'm going to just be Earl Thompson. So, like, come on, bro. Like, you keep it real that you don't have it. You keeping it real that you don't have it, but you want her to maintain that lifestyle that she's accustomed to. So he did that. He kept it real. I'm saying he kept it real that he knew he was broke. And he's saying, fuck it, I don't have it. I don't have the money to go ahead and support this woman the way I want to support it. So while I have it, because I don't even know how long she may be around. But fuck it, while she around, I'm gonna make sure I can cut up her steak for her. And if I can't cut it up, I'm gonna have enough money to make sure a nigga can cut it up for her. Because maybe I don't got that bag like that. This nigga from New Orleans, he probably from the ground up. You feel me? And
from the what?
So from the ground up.
He's from the ground up.
Yeah, he made it from the mud. That nigga from the New Orleans mud, nigga, red mud at that, nigga. So he made it, nigga. Like he doing it. He did it. I mean, he about to spend time in jail now. But like, hey, for a good while, he was Earl Thompson. He was walking around, and let me
explain. Go ahead.
For a good while, he probably was like really taking on that identity too. Like, you know me, man, I'm a pro bowler, blah, blah, blah. Like, he probably was living it up. So, hey. And not only that, bro's gonna get all his money back. Like, all that money that was spent, Earl Thomas is gonna get all that money back. So you stole from somebody who's eventually gonna get all that shit back anyway.
Yeah, this isn't. I'm not on the like Mr. Moral Montague hype. I'm not talking about somebody losing bread. Like, you be like, Ryan, the PPP, they stole money from the homeless. Like, nah, bro, this ain't one of those. Earl Thomas, it's unsure he's gonna get it back. The thing is this, Dale, when I give you criminals, I'll let you know that I'll give you criminals that's like, yo, it was a police officer and he decided to be a police officer. I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to live my life like that. I'm really.
But you know what, Ryan? Let me tell you this though. This ain't about last episodes.
Okay.
These ain't about past situations. We
Fine.
talking about right now. So
Fine.
I don't want to hear about.
No, we'll do that.
I don't want to hear your violin story about look, see what everything you. No, I don't want to hear all that shit.
That's
right
wild.
now, Kevin Thompson
Okay.
kept it more real than Ray Daniels.
Okay.
Because he knew he couldn't afford that girl. So he said, I'm gonna steal money and I know who had it. And instead of going out and trying to act like I'm gonna make, because maybe whatever I would have did wouldn't have been enough. Because you're gonna keep telling me about how Earl was so great and how he did this, did that, and had all of this money. Now I got that nigga money. So we spending his bag on you, girl. See, so I'm taking care of you. That's good.
You've said this thing several times, and it's making it worse. You keep saying he knew he couldn't afford her. You keep saying he knew he couldn't. He knew.
He did.
He knew.
Because why else would you do that? Why else would you do that?
So here's the thing, though. If he knew he couldn't, if he knew,
it would have been better just to not leave her on.
If he knew he couldn't do it, then he should have pursued somebody else. That's one way he wasn't.
Really
that's
wanted her though.
That's one way he wasn't keeping it real. He really wanted her. That's the second way he wasn't
probably.
Keeping it real.
You know what probably happened? She probably was telling him all the time, Nina, because her name's Nina. She probably was like, "Yeah, when I was with Earl, he used to do this, he do that, and he had a Ferrari. Oh my god!" And then he was like, "No, what, man? Fuck all that shit." Took that nigga shit.
According to what I saw on the story, she divorced him because of his schedule. So she was keeping it real by letting him know, like, yo, I like this lifestyle, but I can't trade off not being around my husband for my lifestyle. So she divorced him because of the schedule. So then she chose to return back to the block. She returned back to the block being a woman that's okay with being with somebody that's not a football player, because you're probably not going to get 2 in a row. It happens on TV, don't happen in real life. Then she got with a dude. You said, dude knew he could, your words, he knew he couldn't afford her. He knew it and pursued her anyway. Then, he literally pretended to be someone else, bro. He pretended to be someone else, which is anti what I'm talking about, because we all pretend to be satisfied when we get bad service from businesses that are ours, because we don't want to leave a bad review because we going to be shitting on the culture, be mean in the culture, or not progress. How do you get better if no one tells you what you did wrong? We all got to be like, yo, man, this shit ain't cool. Yo, you got to tell your barber, yo, you fire your barber. If your barber is overcharging you and they be late, fire them. Stop going there and recommending your friends. Stop doing that. They need to learn. Listen, they need to learn to not book people when you listen. This happened to me on my birthday when I turned 35. I told dude, hey, Johnny, I want to come in on Monday. You got an opening? I'm trying to do it before my flight. He said, yeah, I don't got no booking. He said that. Okay, bet. I'll pay extra to come in on your after hours. Bruh, he booked somebody else before me. He's running late. I couldn't get my hair cut before my flight. I get my hair cut in Nashville. I fired him. I had no choice. I haven't been back to. That's how my hair started growing. I've had to look for multiple barbers between August 2019 and December 2019. All of them sucked. They just kept on sucking. They kept on sucking. They weren't on time. It was late, messing my hair up, overcharging it, and I started growing my hair. 2020. That's what happened. But y'all gotta fire these people. Leave a review or fire these people. Like, it can't just be, not gonna say nothing because, bro got to get his business right. No, it's something you gotta keep it real.
Let me ask you something. Do you like Ocean's 11?
It's a good movie.
Yeah. So the whole concept of that movie is bro was trying to get his chick back, right? So he ended up stealing the money, the dude that she was currently dating, so he can get his chick back. That's basically what Kevin Thomas doing. He was just keeping it real on some George Clooney shit.
George Clooney wasn't keeping it real either, because for the whole heist, he faked getting his ass whooped while everybody else is risking their life in the casino. He didn't do anything. George Clooney did nothing. He literally faked getting his ass whipped during the movie. Asian dude getting his hand blown up. Bernie Mac is fake getting arrested. Matt Damon got to act like 7 people. Everybody's doing hella shit. Lennox Lewis and dude is boxing. The lights go off. Iron Man's best friend, the black dude, Don Cheadle, he's in the mud, like blowing shit up, running like, bro, everybody doing shit except for George Clooney.
Clooney went to jail, though.
Bro, George Clooney went to jail for violating his probation after putting together a heist where they came up on $30 million after fake getting his ass whooped by somebody he knew. That's keeping it fake too. Nobody wave the flag. Get the white flag, bro. They'll get the flag. Get the white
No,
flag.
man, look, man,
Dale,
Kevin
let this
Thompson,
go.
shouts out to Kevin Thompson, man.
Let
He
this
did
go,
it.
bro.
He did it.
Yo,
He did it. And also, look, this is another reason why. This is another reason why. To your point, right?
This one
You
goes.
know, speculation, people be like, man, black people only be trying to like nickel and dime motherfuckers, right? Like he did that's a big ass move though. Nigga, he was driving a Rolls Royce when they caught him. He was driving Earl Thompson's Rolls Royce when they caught him at the credit union. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's
Dale, here's the thing. I would give you this one if I didn't choose the one I chose and
if I didn't choose the one.
Because I got a winner. The
Okay.
reason why I can't rock with you on this is because if you can't vote the money in any other way where it's like, yo, I gotta provide for this girl. Because she's used to winning that life. And what I'm doing, my Jack in the Box money, it ain't gonna do it. I got to keep it real with myself and pursue other ventures. And if he did anything else, if he serial killed 1,000 people and sold their bodies to Russia for organ donor, and got 10,000 hearts, and then got the 10,000 hearts, and then had $1 million, and then became Bill Gates of hearts or whatever, then you'd have a better argument. Dale, he pretended to be another nigga. He stole dude's identity and pretended to be him. Like, he might as well cut that man's face off, put it on his face. Like on some Texas Chainsaw Massacre shit. Dale, he ain't. That's not keeping it real, bro. I'm sorry.
You win. Is that what you want to hear? Is that what you want?
You gotta say.
I'm not gonna say shit because you didn't say shit when you got dog walk last week. So I'm not saying that. You text me later after it was like, fine, you won.
Bro, you said ain't no talking about last week.
Yeah, but I'm talking about last week.
Oh well, what about this week?
You won, bro. You won. Right, you got it, bro. It's right. You the man. Right. I ain't gonna lie, right there. I agree with, and I'll be real, because you switched it up on me because you told me you was talking about something totally different when I showed you this. You told me you was gonna talk about the Pope not allowing the gays and the lesbians. This is what you told me. You said you was gonna talk about the Pope now allowing the gays and the lesbians to now allowing transgenders to be baptized in the Catholic Church and act as godparents. So that's what you told me. That's exactly what you told me. Look through our thread.
No, you sent me this Pope thing, and then I replied, if that's your KR, I'm dog walking you.
Oh, you know what I thought? I misinterpreted this. I thought you said, now I'm looking at it. I thought you said, this is my KR, I'm dog walking you.
Nah, that's your, I said, if that's your, I'm dog walking you. Period.
Oh,
maybe you should have took that one.
I should have, because that wouldn't I don't really see that as keeping it real. That's actually keeping it fake. And I know why he's doing that. So that's why I wouldn't even call that keeping it real. That's why I really had an argument. I really wrote my argument in for that one. I should have looked better at that. So when I wrote my argument, I was ready on something like, oh, I got what I want to say about this, because that was all fake. But we'll talk about that at another time. But you won this battle. I'll give you that. That was a good argument because you touched, and I'll tell you why. I'll break it down why you even won. You were smart. You reached into some shit that would get to me because you know for a fact, one, I appreciate great customer service. You know that. You know that about me. I'm a very outstanding customer service is something that I really appreciate. And also the fact that, you know, if we can speak realistically to our people, I'm always about hearing direct shit from our own people. It's cool. I would have hated to hear this from you know what I'm saying? Some white dude telling us yo, just need to do it. Then it's you can't tell us shit. You feel me? But for somebody else who looks the same as us, who is the same as us, to tell us what we need to do to adjust ourselves and actually has that bagging enough to tell us that does goes volume. So I'm gonna give you that because that is realistic. And it's not just touching that he's saying that it's every business. He's saying hey, those businesses who tend to have these particular type of flaws, if you sharpen this up, this will bring attention more to people like myself and even me to come back to you and actually invest in your businesses. And I do agree that as Black businesses, you gotta step it up, bro. You can't be having your product hella late. You gotta get your shipping better. You can't be coming in hella late. You can't be disrespectful to the client. You can't only change. And also, too, the thing about it is, I'll be real. Sometimes as Black owners, you tend to treat us worse because it's almost like you gotta like on some like Joe Biden shit, like you ain't black if you ain't voting for me. Like that's kind of where we're at with it. And so I definitely understand that aspect. So my counter argument on why I chose it is because I was like, well, I'm gonna try to come with his shit, with the fraudulent shit, to show him like, well, he enjoyed the fraudulent shit so much and fraudulent shit is okay. Like I'm gonna use the fraudulent shit to counteract. So I fucked up this way. And I'll admit, my fighting argument was not great today. I do feel like Kevin Thompson was keeping it real because he was keeping it real to try to get that girl. He just wasn't keeping it real enough against Ray Daniels. Good job, Ray Daniels, speaking your mind, letting us know how to be better customer services. And I will say, you can always know here at this Black-owned business, we always going to show up for you. And we're always doing the best that we can for our clients and for our people and viewers.
Okay. All right.
So support us.
All right, man. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying, man, first I just want to thank the Academy. You know what I mean? I want to go ahead.
Nah, nigga, we ain't giving no speeches and shit though. Fuck all that. Like skip all that shit. You stick the little people. No, we ain't doing all that shit. Nigga, you just take your win and walk away.
I'm just saying, bro. I appreciate you conceding because I know this is a soft spot for you because you've been in all aspects, man.
Yeah.
Like you've had haircuts, you have blocks, you've worked high level customer service, you've paid for high level customer service, you've worked low level customer service, and you pay for low level customer service in all industries. So you understand.
Yeah, I definitely understand. No, I definitely understand that. Because I mean, I do be feeling bad like when I go places, like even it's not even necessarily have to be a Black-owned business. I just hate even when I walk into a place and it's my people when they see us. Because I used to be really good about that. Like, don't get me wrong, I give customer service to everybody. When I see my own people though, I tend to like be way more like, no, let me do for you. No matter what their situation is, I try to like let them know, like, no, we're here for you. You feel me? Because what I've seen in banking and any of these that I work is like, if you go somewhere, you'll see like, for example, if this is a Hispanic person and they see Hispanic people come in, they like, oh, that's my people. You don't see them arguing, nothing like that. They jump on it. They go out. You want some water? Necesita de agua? Oh, no. Un momento. They go get them some water and shit. You know what I mean? Like all that for us. We be like, hey, what's up, nigga? And we be ready to already speculate. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you open an account, you're probably fraudulent. Like they extra checking for water amounts and shit like that. You didn't even do that for Tom Wishakoff. But you're going to do this shit for James Brown? Like, that shit cold. Like, so I definitely feel that, and I feel how my people can be, like, feeling fucked up. And it makes us go in with attitudes like that. It makes us already, as Black people, go into certain places on defense because we're always feeling like we are stereotyped. So when you're like that, and the thing about it is, and as Black businesses, we tend to already stereotype our own. We're harder on our own people. It's like we're the Black cop. We're the Black cop of our time on our business. Yeah. We're the ones that's wanting to be the like hardest on our own people and treat them like criminals before we even do it. Like, unless you know there's somebody like, oh, oh my God, I know he's somebody. So let me go out of my way now. I know he's Jay-Z. So now I'm a make sure the dinner places are great. But if it's just regular Ray from down the street, you like, fuck Ray. He gets silverware, plastic silverware. Like, fuck that nigga. Like, I don't give a fuck about them. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I've dealt with that shit. Like, why are you complaining? Like, you should just be happy that I'm even support that I'm here. Like, no, nigga, like, I'm not happy that you're here because this shit's trash. You feel me? So I definitely agree with that 100%.
Like, for real. Like, 100%. And the thing is, when that happens, it's hurtful to all of our businesses because it's similar to with the financial thing with all the scamming and the truck lady and DJ Envy and them and all that. It makes people say, I'm doing this for the culture. Now, when you hear people say that, you instantly get scared away from it. Like, oh, yeah, so you're not really doing this because you want to do it. You want to open a business for the culture. Like, nah, now we don't trust you. Yeah. So the more bad behavior that there is in these businesses, it's a bad look for everybody. So once somebody calls it out, the bar got to be elevated. This is what leads me into my 48th law. Mm-hmm. And I changed this based on what you said about your particular hair experience, because I've had the same one. And I think a lot of people can benefit from this. And I think a lot of people can benefit from this in all aspects of life. So law number 16 is use absence to increase respect and honor. Make yourself desired. Rarity will increase your value. Napoleon Bonaparte said, if I am seen at the theater, people will cease to notice me. So he was someone that wouldn't be out a lot. But if he went out a lot, then people cease to notice you if you're around somewhere all the time. I was talking about functions or whatnot that I was invited to here and there. And a while ago, there were these laws of how to be a successful person that was released on Men's Insider several years ago. It says something along the lines of, don't go to every party you're invited to. And if you're not invited, don't go. Right. And I think the way how we all mess this up is how Dell said earlier, like, you open a business, you want to get so much bread. You want to get so much bread. You want to stack all the bread and get all the money. So you're not turning down no businesses. You're not turning down nothing at all. Not turning down any business, not turning down any customers. And what happens is you get overwhelmed and you end up mistreating 80% of your people. And once you do that, the word gets around, people don't rock with you no more. When less is more. If you create some scarcity, you can concentrate your forces more, i.e. Chick-fil-A. They're closed on Sundays. They're a religious company. However, they close on Sunday. Tomorrow, you can't get a sandwich. So you got to go today or you got to wait till Monday. Scarcity is key, man. It's a big deal. And I think when you try to take in too much of that, that's when you start getting confused. I have friends that accept every single show. And some shows they can't make it to.
Right.
I used to accept every single show and was burnt out and would get to shows like, damn, I don't even feel like doing this tonight, and gotta like get my mind right. And I'm not even the best quality like prior to doing it. I'm still gonna do my best. I'm still gonna kill it. However, I'd have been better off with like a day of rest. So if you are running a business, if you're doing anything for yourself and you find yourself slipping a little bit, I know you mean well by taking everything in, but just consider giving yourself a designated day off, or don't take in a certain order. Right? When I was running my own, if you will, DraftKings, when I used to take my own bets, it got to a point where I stopped taking bets that were under $25. I told one of my good friends, like, oh, bro, you're going to miss out on money like that. And I said, nah, it's the 80-20 rule. And 80-20 rule says that 80% of your problems will come from 20% of the customers. And 80% of your revenue will come from 20% of the customers. So what I started to do was have better service and more funds for my high-end customers, if you will. And I could get to them faster. They can get paid out faster and pay me faster versus dealing with these people that were nickel and diamond. 25 is here, 10 there, 5 there. I got to do a bunch of math for $5 bets. No bets under 25. Were some of the high-end people a little upset that I stopped taking $25 bets? A little bit. But they adjusted because my service was great. Right? They just adjusted. Shout out to my homie Jay. He used to work at a gym where they didn't have 35-pound weights. They had 10s, 25s, and then went straight to 45s. So that you ain't got to just have hella weights all over the place to put up all the time. You just make adjustments. Less is more. You guys have heard all the time.
Yeah. Law
16. Use absent to increase respect and honor. Bless up.
Man, bless up. And today's Black words are from the great Maya Angelou. She says, I think this fits perfectly with both episodes of what we said. I don't need to go into her background. If you don't know who Maya Angelou is, you should definitely look her up. But she says, when people show you who they are, believe them. I think this is just ultra powerful for everything. When you hear about these Black businesses and things like that, what Ray Daniels is saying is like, believe that. Like, sometimes you don't need to give a second chance. Like, they're showing you who they are. When you got that person who literally, and a lot of us deal with this within our inner friendships, with relationships, with things like that, or people that you're trying to trust. I've had a friend recently who really showed me who she was. And now I got to believe that. It took my wife a long time. It was a long time for my wife to actually figure out who that person was. And now she's like, damn, now I believe it. Now I see all of the signs. And then, because the last thing you want to do is start, after you figure it out, go back in and be like, damn, I had hella signs that be telling who this person was. And I kept letting it go. I just kept letting it go and kept trying to like say, no, that's not who they are. Maybe I need to adjust to what I am. Maybe it's my thought set and things like that. No, believe them. Because as you get older, it's okay for your circle to get smaller. A lot of people have this fear of their circle getting smaller or letting certain people out of their life. And it ain't even that you're going to let that person out of life. It just learns you how to deal with those type of people, right? Like maybe you deal with them less or you deal with them only for certain things. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay, because it's going to give you better well-being. It's going to give that person better well-being. It's going to be better for you. And the overall expectation is to be better for yourself. You need your mental space to be preserved for other things. So when a person shows you who they are, believe them. The great Maya Angelou.
I never seen one that would tie in so uniquely, if you will. You say, I've heard the quote several times. I've heard that quote 100 times. People say, show who they are and believe them. And also make yourself desired, because rarity will increase your value. And both of those things, right? When people display to you who they are and you feel it,
Yeah.
At least take a break.
Yeah.
At least take a break, because at that point, your rarity will increase your value. And they may recognize that they're a shit person. And then when you come back a year later or months later, maybe a couple of weeks later, you're like, oh, it's still the same? Oh, got you. So nothing's changed in your life. Like, you're not having a bad day or a good day. This is just how you are, versus continuing to interact or continuing to shop there. It's just going to get worse. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. So I like the way that tied together, man. It all came together. It's been full circle. Listen, per usual, you guys have been incredible. You can be anywhere in the world right now, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. Drink water and pay attention.
Hey, yo, you made it this far. So right now, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment. Tell us your thoughts on everything that we spoke about today. And just know, we here at the Devin O'Brien Report really, 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 really fuck with you. Peace.